All right, we're jumping into Storm King's Thunder on Monday night at 8:30. Check back here every other week. So the next showing for us is not going to be... Oh boy, I guess I should look at my calendar, right? It'll be the 20th will be our next game. If you're looking for the second team, their game will be on the 16th of November, Thursday. Later this week, the 9th, I'm doing it in a backwards order, is Black Door Homebrew 5th edition. 13th is Dark Tides inaugural episode. So stay tuned for that. And then, yeah, 20th would be this next one. So we've got a lot of D&D scheduled for November. So we're going to jump right back in. You guys can see we're currently on the world map where I have my players so they can see what's going on. I don't need this anymore. Go away, Mr. Calendar. There you go. I tried to put a little highlight around the icon so maybe it was a little easier to see. Might not be. And really, they're not the 6 anymore. They're probably the 4. I guess I could rename them to Team Alpha. Their team Nod. Well,
We're the Pentagon.
The other team is Anti-Nod. Team Alpha.
It was what? Team Better, Team Awesome.
Yeah. There you go. Team Alpha.
Team Frilly Tutu.
Yeah. The Harshnag unit.
Pentakill.
All right. So that's where you guys are at. You're in the Valley of Kedron, if you remember. So a recap from the last session was they had traveled through the Lurkwood. Well, actually, let's zoom out a little. We can see where they traveled from. In the last episode, they actually did a lot of traveling. They traveled all the way from Zymorvan Tower, which had been wrecked, along the Rauven Road, where they met up at Rivermoot, the town of Rivermoot, which was a town on stilts, because the river floods quite a bit, but this late in the season, it was all nice and dry. They were able to acquire winter clothing there to augment what they were going to need as they were headed north. They were taken across the river. They skirted the Frost Hills, went up over a couple more rivers here and through the Lurkwood, where they bypassed... No, you guys fought the ogres, didn't you?
Yeah, wrecked them in 2 rounds.
Yeah, I think you guys fought the ogres. That's right. And you saved the gnome that they had kidnapped, the gnome woodsman. And he was able to head back home. They continued on north, crossing another icy river, making their way into the Valley of Kedron. The ranger was able to pick up giants ahead, and they slowly stalked their way to an area where they found what appeared to be some ruins. And while scouting those ruins, the giants laid in wait, waiting for them, but they were stealthy enough that each of them did not see each other until they got much closer, and then a battle ensued. So that's kind of where we're at. So lots of travels about. This is going to be a 12-day journey to where they're going. I believe they're probably like on the 10th day, so they're still a day or 2 out, but this is the battle. So let's move you guys back over to the battle map, which I believe was this one. The hills have eyes. No. Pretend that you see snow on the ground. There we go. Zoom out some. And 3 of our stone giants have appeared and engaged Harshnag down here at the bottom of the map. So now we're back on the map. You guys should be also on that map. You can go ahead and select your tokens and roll initiative for me. It'll put you in the turn order, but then I will adjust it back to what you had originally. I had to remove it so that we could play with the other group. But I've got that written down. So we'll let that all get up. Yeah, let's get the...
That's about right anyway.
Oh, I didn't mean to fling a rock at anybody. Ignore that.
Ignore me.
I meant to actually hit initiative. That's what I meant to do. Oh, and I also need a Harshnag. I always forget Harshnag.
I think that's exactly what I wrote last time.
So it works, and I got to change it.
Yours was horrible.
Oh, I got a 5.
NPCs named.
A little bit better.
Yep, Harshnag. You come out here. There you go. Character sheet. And pop out so that you're off of my screen. Cool. Checking volumes, streaming, everything looking good. Everything got chat going, Greybeard?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Cool, because I'm going to minimize my OBS for now. Well, no, because I want to shoot. I'm going to leave it up. Never mind. All right. Harshnag. Where are you at? There you are. Select token, initiative. Okay, so I think we have everybody on there. All right, the actual order of our initiative, I wrote it down before I removed it. Finn was at the top with a 15. Greybeard was next with a 14. So we're just putting in the turn order. If you're watching me change these, I had to switch it out because we had another group on this map, or a different map, and I needed the turn order. Stone Giants were an 8, so they go after Greybeard. Coffee was a 6. Ooh, you guys rolled pretty low in this battle. Blade Song was up, so let me add in Blade Song. So I think I had it written down as you had Blade Song and... No, just Blade Song. I don't know if you had anything else. Check your spell slots to see if you had anything else missing. Calculation would be -1. Add that. Put it next to coffee. Put a 10. I think it had just started.
I put up haste along with Blade Song in the same round.
Okay, but they're both minutes, right? So they'll both be the same. Perfect. Ian had a 5. Our ranger, that is horrible. And Harshnag had a 1. All right, team slow reaction here. We're gonna rename you. All right, so I think we got everybody. Oh, do I have the dragon on here? Oh wait.
Nice,
Sorry. Just kidding. God, lighten up. Okay, so I think we're good there. Good there. Okay, so let's talk about the battlefield. Pretend it's snow everywhere. Number 1. We have a hasted Blade Song Elf moving forward. We have Harshnag and Finn and Nod at the bottom of the screen. A couple of rocks were thrown at Harshnag. He's been hit by one of them. So he's taken 1 wound thus far. I believe Greybeard is hiding along...
I had stealthed there along the ridge line.
Let's roll up here because I want to make sure I know your stealth, because I'm pretty sure you rolled good enough that they didn't see you. So you're still hidden at the moment. I want to say.
Last I knew.
Let's see if we can find it. I see your initiative 14 there. So your actual... There's the rock throws that we saw. Yep. Your perception checks were...
To see them.
Yep, we see those. You might not have seen them yet.
Yeah, it was... They didn't see us.
Oh, they have attacked. Yeah, once they've attacked, they've come out of hiding. So you would see them, Greybeard, because you've not attacked yet. And then Ian's stealth was an 18. We're just going back up. Where's it at? Where's it at? Do you see your stealth up there?
Oh, you were looking. I didn't.
I don't see it.
Is there a way to go all see your own rolls?
Yeah, I don't know if there's a way to filter it. All right, well, I'm going to just say you're hidden for now.
All right.
At this point, if you move from where you're at, maybe what we'll do is we'll have you roll. You're hidden. You know you're hidden. They don't see you, but after that, if you want to sneak around, you can, or if you just want to charge forward, you can.
It was a 16.
Oh, thank you, BB.
Yeah.
16 is pretty good. Because their passive perception... Let's check it
22.
out. No, they. I mean, not that you know precisely, but mechanically speaking, they do not see you at the moment.
Woohoo.
All right. Also, there are several divots in the ground, which of stone that we can see here. They look like maybe bowls that fit into the ground somehow. There's a giant hand of some sort that extends into the ground, and then to the north of it, you can see excavation, as if the stone giants were removing dirt and trying to do something near the north part of the statue. And a little bit north of that is what appears to be some other type of stone structure, different than the ones that are the bowls that are in the ground, but some other type of stone structure that you see from a distance. Ian, have you attacked yet? Because I think your hiding is good enough that they don't see you yet either until you attack. So I think you're also hidden.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think that's where we're at. I think we're caught up now in this battle that we left off. I think I will make a better after action notes for myself since we have a 2-week gap. Normally I can just rely on my memory, but with their 2-week gap in there, I'll need to take better notes, I think, so that we're up and running quicker. So starting off the top of the round, Finn, you've watched 3 boulders sail past Harshnag. 1 hit Harshnag. You are up. So let's let Finn take his turn. Finn, our paladin.
Does the are we gonna just say this is all snowy terrain, no cover?
It's yeah. Well, the ridges can act as cover. So down in this ridge area, say out in this area, could act as cover.
All right.
For the most part, but it is snow, so you're leaving tracks. These trees are probably not enough cover to hide behind. The area that Greybeard in, if he continues to sneak around, I think could be considered cover unless they move. Ian, you really don't have cover. Those trees aren't going to really give you much cover moving forward on that side of your map, so keep that in mind as you're deciding your play. Yeah, okay. So what would you like to do?
I would like to hold my action until Harshnag moves and then move with him.
Okay. Holding action, trigger will be Harshnag will move, and then you will make your move based on that. I see no problem with that.
Yeah. Can I do more than one action on that? Can I give him help while I'm standing next to him if he gets attacked in the next round? Or
next
is that gonna be
round, you could do it.
Well, I mean,
not
after the Giants throw.
Yeah, and I don't think any help would be if they get melee range. So,
all right.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I will hold until he moves. Move with him.
Okay. That brings us to Greybeard, our slinking tavern brawler dwarf.
Okay.
You're on the side. You see rocks. You see a ridge line. The ridge line is probably 20 feet up. So if you're going to try to cross, you're going to have to. It's going to be a skill check. Although you're pretty good at those, anyways. Right. If you stay close to the ridge, then that will provide you cover so far at this point.
I'm going to keep stealthing along or slinking along this ridge line.
Okay. So a regular move, a dash would not be stealthy, just so you know, but a move would be. Yep. Okay, gotcha. So we get your moves. You still got actions and bonus actions if you have anything you want to do.
Nope. I'm just not being hit by boulders. That's the plan.
Okay. That's a good plan.
Yep.
All right. Any hold action? I mean, you could hold an action. You want to trigger?
It has to be an action, not a bonus action. So sure, I will.
I mean, just default if something comes next to you, hit it. I mean, why not?
I think actually I will take the defense action. if
Oh yeah, you can take that now because you only did your movement, so you
Yep.
can take dodge. So it's
Yep.
disadvantage if somebody does try to hit you. Good call.
correct.
Good tactical maneuver.
I-
A little too tactical for Greybeard in some ways.
No, you got to remember, I used to be a pirate, dude. Sneak up, don't let them see you coming, and then smash them with an axe.
Yeah, and realize you probably don't. You probably see just the tops of their heads.
Mm-hmm.
You have a very poor sightline to them, but you're definitely hearing the whistling of the rocks being thrown and the crashing.
Yeah, I'm kind of waiting for my
Yeah.
companions to
Okay.
close the gap, and then I'm gonna spring
Yeah.
out from the side.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Stone giants are up. So you hear a kind of a hearty laugh from the first one, who's kind of in the lead. He's up here in this front area, and he yells out, "First one to down the giant buys dinner for everyone." And they're laughing, and they pick up more rocks, and they start to fling them again at Harshnag once again. So they have considerable rock flinging ability. And they get to throw the first one at Harshnag. A 17 would be a miss. Nice. They can only throw one at a time, so the second one kind of laughs at the guy who missed and says, "Watch me, I'll show you how to do it." And he's going to move slightly. So we're going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He's going to move up, and while running forward, he's going to hurl another rock at Harshnag. 26 would hit, and that's going to be 28 damage on our giant. So we see a large boulder smash into the armor of Harshnag. Let me take that off, minus 28. There we go. And Harshnag next to you kind of takes the hit, nod, and he looks to you and he says, "Be careful of all the giants. It's the stone giants who pride themselves in rock throwing, practice the most, and it's a way of them to show their prowess. They will not miss often. Make sure you keep in cover," as he looks like he's about to start moving forward, even though he's being barraged by rocks. And then one more rock comes at him from the third one, who kind of scowls at the one that just hit him and says, "That wasn't a hit. This is a hit." 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And they fling another rock at Harshnag. 26. Another one hits him for 32 damage. He's not going to take many of these. All right. The stone giants have moved and flung their rocks. That will end their turn. They have no bonus actions. So that will bring us up to Coffee. Our elf, they at this point have ignored you thus far as you were in the middle of the battlefield, and you can just hear the whistling of these large rocks flying across the battlefield. And in the back of your mind, you're thinking, "I definitely do not want to be hit by one of these."
Yeah,
but
that
it is
doesn't
your turn.
sound fun. All right. That is a lot of distance to cover. Okay, so
Good thing you're hasted.
yeah, the question is, do I want to be right next to them? Does that help me with them throwing rocks?
They get no disadvantage for, well, no, I don't think there's a disadvantage for rock throwing, no matter if you're 5 feet or if you're, their total distance.
What is that thing, that copper-looking thing?
Oh, you know what? Actually, I probably should be measuring this. Oh,
That's
yeah.
the
I wasn't
fountain.
even thinking about that. That's a good call. Hold on a second. This map is so big. Maybe.
Oh yeah, it disadvantaged those fucks.
Yeah.
I'm
Or-
gonna have it. They
or-
better have it.
Or anybody shooting their bow at 240. Let's see how far away they are.
They're farther than 150 than me.
170 to at least coffee. So 170 plus another 30. So they're 200 feet. So they are in range, but it would be disadvantaged. So let me go back and look at these rolls. So we had one miss. I'm going to take 28 back, but he got hit by the third one. So he did get hit by one. Okay. We'll give old Harshnag 28 points back because he would have dodged that. Good for you, Harshnag. Good for you. So yeah, there's a disadvantage up to a certain point. You wouldn't know exactly. That would be a little metagamey, but I guess you could figure it out at some point.
But there's no disadvantage if I'm like right at their feet.
No, they do not have any disadvantage for you being close.
I mean,
For
it's
a
generic.
ranged
They-
attack?
I was just gonna say.
Mm-mm.
I think it's all ranged attacks, unless they have something special that says never have disadvantage.
Well, they do have some special abilities with rock throwing.
Hmm.
They do have some things that aren't quite normal. So keep that in mind.
This ridge that Greybeard's on the other side of,
Mm-hmm.
how tall is that?
Probably about 20 feet at its tallest. Would provide cover if you were on the eastern side of it.
All right then.
To cross over it or cross down it would just be an athletics check, scrabbling down. And it would be difficult terrain to go across it. So you would be using 10 feet for each square instead of 5.
All right, I'm going to go the long way. I'm going to run 35 feet this way.
Okay. Yeah, you got a lot of movement.
Going to double move. So let's see. Another 55 that way.
So you guys are seeing your elf in the furs and the greens of his armor, rooster tailing snow behind him as he Dragon Ball Z's through the snow. Do you run with your arms behind you? How do you run?
Exactly.
Twin short swords out back.
Yeah. All right, so that's movement. You
All
got
right.
any action or bonus actions?
Yeah, I'm doing a double move, so I'm going to be
Could do the dash. Nice.
right there.
Okay.
Hauling up on Greybeard's butt. And I'm going to yell to him to stay behind cover for at least another 50 feet before he goes over. If he can't see the tops of them, but he might.
Yeah.
Good
Now
call.
they would have seen you
Right.
move, but they're kind of blocked mostly from where they're at to throw anything at you at this point. But they do know you're over there. All right. Okay.
Yeah, and hopefully it looked like I was running away.
There you go. Yeah. They lose sight of you on the other side of the ridge. All right. Any last actions before we move on?
Nope, that's it.
All right. That brings us
Oh,
over
actually,
to... Oh, go ahead.
As I go, no, I can't do a cantrip, can I? Okay, never mind. I'm all good.
All right. Ian, you are up. You are currently hidden. Casting spells or firing, you would no longer be hidden.
Muted.
We're lip reading.
How tall is this ridge behind Harshnag? And Finn.
The ridge behind Harshnag.
This rock thing.
Yeah, we
in
would
the
say
south.
all of these raised areas is probably 20 feet.
20 feet.
Yeah.
How tall is Harshnag?
Giants, they don't necessarily say how many feet, but they say things like they stand 3 stories tall. Can look into a 2-story window by bending over type kind of thing. So pretty tall.
30 feet.
Yeah, I'm thinking
That's
they're
a
pretty tall.
long way to go. or Harshnag to be taken? I'm gonna run straight at Harshnag. I'm gonna get right to him. I'm gonna dash to get there, and I'm going to point over to this rocky area, and I'm going to say, Harshnag, take me and take cover over there, that way.
All right, and then ping again where you're saying to do this.
As far as you can get this way.
Okay, so to come around that ridge. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he sees you running up. It looks like he's about to take a step. You're moving quicker, and he's kind of looking down at you. And that will be his turn. So yeah, he has his axe in one hand, and he gently reaches down and grabs Ian. He's going to straddle right over the top of Finn and Nod. And he is going to go... If he makes a double move...
As far as you can get.
Yeah, he's going to get to there. That's about it, I think. So let's move him. So yeah, he's going to get to about here on the run.
I'm assuming Nod can run way faster than that.
And then we'll kind of place you with him. And then Nod now that triggers Nod's movement, so you can move where you want. Your trigger was to move when Nod moves, so you're able to make your decision. You don't have to go to the same direction, but all right. And nothing else, Ian? No other.
Oh, I have a bonus action, right?
Yeah, all you did was a move. You have an action and a bonus action yet. All you did was a move.
Well, I did a dash to get to him.
Oh,
so that's
you did
my
the
action.
dash to get... So I gotcha. Yep, you had a bonus action left.
And I'm super far away, so no, I can't do anything.
Okay.
So that's my move.
All right, so Finn made his move, his triggered move. Harshnag is done. Puts us at the top of the round. Are you done with your move, Logan?
That was just my triggered move. I feel like I'm taking a double move, though, if I go again.
Oh, that's okay.
Does it pass me in the order?
No, now it's your turn again.
Then I'll do a double move.
Yep. Okay. So you guys are racing up along the edge, trying to use it for cover. Seems like a good idea.
Well, except for me, I'm just here.
Let's bring Finn back up. There you go. He's catching up, so you can hear the heavy breathing of a lion approaching from behind Coffee as he's racing up, even though you're flying through the snow. Greybeard
Quiet like a thief in the night.
Yeah, sneaking along, but both of the other party members are flying like they're driving
Cat
cars. And Nod's like wanting to race you.
More like Scooby-Doo walking.
Yeah. So, okay. You still got bonus action, Finn, left if you got anything. Oh, it looks like he took off, so he's probably done. That brings us to Greybeard. He's just double actioned right out of his seat, and he left.
I'm
All right.
I'm gonna have
Tavern
to do
Brawler.
I'm gonna have to do the exact same thing. I gotta tuck in house elves. Also, I do want to mention that I loaned my Greybeard battle axe to a friend of mine's son for Halloween, so I'm stuck with either Michonne's katana or
Mallet.
or the maul, yeah, or the Sword of Power from He-Man. So those are my new acquisitions this year when Halloween ended. All right, so I am going to 2, 3, 7. Move to there. And bonus action. Nope. I'll move to there, and I guess I'll do the defense thing again. I'll wait until I leap out before I go all ragey.
Okay. Yeah.
So
that brings us to the stone giants, who seem supremely confident. They are laughing that Harshnag is not running towards them. In giant, they are using all kinds of slurs towards, because they recognize him as a frost giant, and they are stone giants. And they, again, picking up more rocks. They have plenty of stone rocks to throw. It's kind of their thing. Still way over... Oh, go ahead.
Does Harshnag get anything cool for being in a snowy area as a frost giant? Or is it just a moniker?
Harshnag gets some cool stuff because he's Harshnag. But I don't see anything that says frost giant, you can do this stuff. But he's got some cool stuff.
Okay. Just a question.
Yeah. So as he sees the stones start to come in again, he positions his body so that Ian won't be struck by these stones that are being flung at him. We have 3 more flying out at disadvantage. Still way too far out for regular. And actually, do we want to do any moves? Yeah, they're still going to move 5 because I want to get 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Oh, and Harshnag moves 40. I'm sorry. He's actually going to move here. And Ian's with him. There we go. That's a little better. And these giants move at... Same thing. So they actually... Okay, well, I'll just remember that. To here. 15, 20, 25, 30... 35, 40, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. He's going to use a double move to get around the statue and get to here. So he will not fire. 2 rocks coming at Harshnag as our giants move forward, saying racial slurs. First one, disadvantage. 16 misses. Second one, 13 also misses. So you can hear the whistling rocks bypass you, and they slam into this cliffside behind you, making a terribly thunderous noise as Harshnag ducks away from them. And these stone giants have big grins on their faces. It's just like, this is like the greatest game ever for stone giants to be throwing rocks and trying to make very difficult throws. This is in their essence. This is what they do. This is their thing. They just are enjoying it immensely. But that will bring us to coffee. You are up, and we'll do a break here after this round, and then people can go get drinks and stuff. They seem to be ignoring the group over on the side of the ridge. If you're very close to the ridge, you're probably not even able to see the giants. The ridge probably blocks your line of sight. And it's just an athletics check if you want to cross that ridge, get up onto that top area. They and just so it's clear, maybe it's not clear, they are higher and you guys are lower over here. Does that make sense?
Gotcha.
Everybody's got that. So this is the low side is on the east side. The higher side is on the west side here. So you're down below, up against kind of a 20-foot rock face running, and it's giving you cover as you approach.
Huh.
So what is our...
How big is that hand thing in the middle?
It towers over even them. So at a glance, you probably think it's somewhere between 50, 60 feet tall, where the fingers are reaching up. And it looks like it's probably, the way the arm is buried into the ground, you can't tell if it's just somebody put a statue of a hand there or if it's leads to something even bigger underground. You're not sure. It looks of an immense size.
Well, I don't want to continue just running around this rock. We're going to have to engage these things at some point, correct?
Yeah, just preferably at an advantage for us.
All right. I will move to Greybeard.
All right. So our hasted blade-songed elf is still moving along the ridge.
And tell him to wait till you see the whites of their eyes, and I will prepare. I will prepare to attack them, anything that comes over the ridge.
Okay. So if anything comes over the ridge, that will trigger your ability to attack. That makes sense. Blade Song has ticked down one more time. That will bring us to Ian, our ranger. Now you are held in the hand of Harshnag at the moment, being carried. Rocks whistling by.
I tell Harshnag to
Throw
let
me.
me down. Yeah, to put me down. And I throw out in this direction. I take out and I throw out the what is it? The wondrous figure, the golden lion.
Oh yeah, nice.
And then I throw him out this way.
Yeah, so
And,
he's actually, you find this amazing that as he's running and he hears what you say, it's as if he's done this before. He's worked with groups of regular sized people and he's able to set you on the ground right where you are now so that you can take your full action and full move as normal. And he sets you down in a manner that doesn't affect you being able to continue on and move as if he's, done it 100 times. So you can just take your regular move and you can do all your normal stuff as he sets you in the ground and he's still in full stride while he's doing this.
Oh shit, Harshnag, real cool, man. Then instead of throwing it, I guess I'll activate it once I reach. Oh, I can move myself. Oh, I can't. Now I can move myself. Once I reach here, I just release the lion.
Yeah. All right. Release the
And you
lion from within. So let's say this one's controlled by Ian. The name of this one is Golden Lion. We'll give it a tint color of yellow to see if that will work. Make it look a little different.
Oh shit, it does.
A little bit. You'll have to tell me, do you have the stats written down? I can still look them up if not.
If it's a regular line, yes.
Yeah, Figurine of
Otherwise.
Wondrous Power, I'm pretty sure.
Otherwise, there are no stats down.
Figurine of Wondrous Power. Here we go. Nope, that's a griffin. That's a... You guys have the lion version. I know there's a version. Is it in the DMG, maybe? Let me grab my DM.
You can look it up during the break, unless you need the break.
You can look it up in
'Cause
photos.
I have a thing.
All right, yeah, we'll get it here in a second. I'm pretty sure it's the same movement that Logan has for his.
50.
So you have 50s, and it can, when you activate it, it's going to go on your turn.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just add lion. For now, we'll put it right next to Ian. It also has a 5, and it activates, and it has a regular full turn, so it can do normal stuff. So you can you can give it commands, you can have it dash, you can have it follow you, you can have it do all the normal stuff that a creature could do. It will follow the commands you give it, the basic rudimentary commands. So what do you do? The lion pops out. It comes out from this carved figurine that she's carried around. and then just turns into this. It still has kind of like a stone skin to it, but its muscles ripple as it hits the ground, and it turns to full size. And it's about the size of Nod. It's a little smaller than Nod. We'll make him a little smaller.
Not as good looking.
There you go. So
I just tell him to I tell them to be ready to be be boarded. There we go. That one doesn't sound dirty. Ready to be boarded.
are you going to try to ride the golden lion? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, but I already
Oh,
used my
boy.
action to throw him. So
Interesting. All right, we're going to have to see how that goes. Okay. So that is Ian, and she has a gold lion next to her. That leaves us with Harshnag. He's going to fling a rock back at them. At the lead one, because he has the ability to do those things too. It is at disadvantage for him. So he rolls a 19. That's going to hit one of these guys.
Yay!
That is going to hit. You watch the stone giant. So those of you that can see, although most of you can't actually even see this, who could still see it at this point? None of you. Oh, this is so cool if you guys could see it. Too bad you can't.
PB can see it.
She's kind of behind that ridge, I'm thinking.
All right.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you anyways because it's super cool. I wouldn't want you to miss it. So we see, for our audience, you guys don't know. Maybe your characters don't know, but you guys will hear. So he throws a rock, and then he's throwing it at this one here. Harshnag realizes that you guys are moving to engage, so he wants to damage the one that would probably be the one that you guys engage first, and he's willing to absorb the damage or the fight from the other ones that are further away from you. So tactically, he's trying to make this fight better for you guys. Throws the rock at this guy. The rock sails true. The giant sees the rock coming, rolls, and catches the rock in his hand instead of it hitting him. And he laughs at Harshnag.
Knew it.
As he has the ability to catch things that are thrown at them with a good roll, which he made. So he laughs at Harshnag, and again in Giant he's saying things that like, you know, frost giants no match for stone giants and throwing rocks. You should go home. You're going to die here today. And they continue. They all start laughing heartily as they feel the joke is on this frost giant with his puny friends. Harshnag still moves 40 more feet, so we'll go 5, 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So he doesn't want to get. He's just going to get pretty close to Ian. Actually, he's going to stay close to this ridge. I'm going to give him just slight cover. I'm going to give him a +2 to his AC while staying near this ridge. As he's trying to slink along. Not really slink along. Not enough to hide completely, but to get some cover. And that will bring us back to the top of the round where Finn will be able to go. But let's go ahead and take our first break of the evening. Everybody can tuck in house elves if they've got them. Or you can go get drinks and use the facilities, and then we shall be right back. So stay tuned. It'll be about 5 minutes, and we'll be right back. All right, we're back. Greybeard was just telling me that Chad is coming up with all kinds of ice puns. What we need are some cool frost giant insults. So you guys can put those in chat too. That'd be fun.
Frost giant ass kick. That's what we
Yeah,
need.
it's coming. He's getting mad now. So we have the golden lion out. Just show you guys character sheets for those of you at home. It's the regular lion. For fun, I'm gonna let Ian roll the hit points for this thing. So you get to roll 4d10 plus 4 when it appears. So feel free to roll 4d10 plus 4, and I'll put that on the counter in the red portion. We'll make the blue its movement, so that's 50.
Damn it.
Oh, 24. Okay.
Low, normal.
24, and where'd the lion go? I just had it. Oh, did I get rid of it? I did. Golden lion, there you are. Oh yeah, 2 less than what they would have given you. The hit points would have been 26. That's okay. I'll let you roll it each time you bring it out. And remember that you won't be able to use it again for 7 days.
A week, yeah.
Yeah, a week. So keep that. Well, Forgotten Realms has a 10-day week, but yeah. Okay. Also, though, it's got pack tactics, pounce, running, leap. Those are all cool things to keep in mind. Armor class 12, though. That's a shame.
It's only 1 less than me.
That sounds like 1 rock hit to me. So I'll put
Story
armor
of my
class.
life.
So evil.
You don't have to talk about Ian that way, Lucian. Don't be mean.
All right, so I think we're good. Anything else we need there? Controlled by Ian. That bar. Oh, we're showing a bar? Which bar are we showing? 2? No, I think we want to show 3. Nope, we want bar 2. I'm wrong. Bar 2. And we want 24, 24. There. That should work. All right, Finn. During the break, it was your turn.
We're scrambling up that ridge line and making a charging attack.
Holy crap, how'd you get way over there?
Nah, it's going to do a double move. 100 feet.
Oh, okay. So, well, remember that going up the squares that are colored, instead of those being 5, they're 10. Because that's going to be rough terrain going up that. And then go ahead and just make a simple check, DC, I'm going to say 10, athletics check. So if he doesn't have athletic skill on him, you could just use his dexterity. As long as he doesn't roll horribly, we'll let you make the full move. Yeah. But just remember that you got to use 10 feet to get through the squares that are colored in stone. All right. Yeah. So, okay. So what we get then for our non-studio audience, our audience at home, we have our white lion carrying our half-elf paladin, right? You're a half-elf?
I don't know. It's hard to tell on anything, all that plate mail.
You're a half-man? Is that what you half-man?
Mostly elf.
Okay. Elven challenged. Races up this rocky crag, making short work of this normally difficult snowy terrain. He's going to run right past, lance out, I assume.
Yep.
And striking Mr. Giant here as you go by. So this is a cool mounted combat. So we did create, for those of you that are joining us, and you may or may not know, we have a slightly modified our mounted combat rules to make them a little more fun. So that's some of the stuff we're doing here. 20 is a strikes true. So 10 points come off for sure.
He will also smite.
Of course, you paladin smiters.
Heck yeah.
Wrathful smite.
Wrathful smite will come out. This is like a... Oh, this doesn't even take up an action, right? It's not even a
Nope.
bonus action or nothing. You have to use one of your somethings.
It's my bonus action. But I can't do anything with my bonus actions anyway, so... It's 1d6. He has to make a wisdom save or be frightened of me.
Oh, okay. So let's bring them up. Wisdom save for our dude here.
Another 3 points of damage.
Oh, okay. Here we go. This guy has a wisdom save with a plus, but he fails it. He only rolls a 7. DC, I'm sure, is higher than that. So he will be frightened of you, which means he can't get closer to you.
He has disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of your fear is within line of sight.
Yeah. So let's put a symbol on him. Sure. And I think he gets to make that check each one.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So opening salvo from our Paladin. 3 more damage from the smite. Go ahead and describe what that looks like.
That's very quick. That's a very small flash that you see on the spear tip as he goes by for that one.
Okay. So Lance has drawn blood on this stone giant. He recoils, realizing he's been wounded, and now has a fearful respect for this antlered paladin that rode by. Anything else? That seemed like a lot. That was movement, attack, and bonus action. Can't imagine you had much else.
Nope.
Okay, yep. So moving on to Greybeard. You've seen Finn scramble up the ridge and has charged into attack. You are up, sir.
All right.
Or Lord Tavern Brawler.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3.
Champion of the Waterdeep Pits.
All right. And it's an extra 20 feet to get over the hill. Is that what we're looking at?
And you use an athletics check as long as you DC 10. If you don't fail it, you can move normally. If you fail it, I'm going to have you stop right at the edge.
Right.
And not be able to go any further as you slip or slide from the... No, you make it. Your athletics is fine. So 10 feet for any of the gray squares, 5 feet for everything else. But you get your regular move.
To there. Bonus action, rage, and I guess
rage counter on.
Yeah, and then
Rage.
chuck a javelin. Crit.
Threw a javelin and 20'd it.
Yep.
Nice. First crit of the night. Ding, 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 ding. Nicely done. So I see 17 points of damage.
Correct.
All right. Javelin strikes into this guy. Now he has a javelin sticking out of him. He has a gash in his side, in his upper thigh from a lance. He's starting to bleed. All right. Anything else, Mr. Barbarian?
No, it was this one, right?
Yeah, that's the one that was already attacked, I assumed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. No, because I had the bonus action to rage out.
Okay. Stone giants are up. Does he make the check at the beginning of his turn, Logan, or at the end of his turn? Does that say that in your Wrathful Smite? And then I'll do the other ones while we're waiting for that answer.
Yeah, just as an action.
Okay. Well, let's see if he can make it. He's already rolled pretty bad the first time. Let's see how this works out. So he's gonna make a check. It'll be his action, so he won't be able to throw a rock. No, he still misses.
What the hell was
Nice.
that?
5. He's going to get away from you. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 feet. He's going to use his action because he's afraid of you. He's going to continue towards Harshnag. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 more feet. Used a dash. Still frightened. This one turns, sees several of you have wounded his comrade in arms. and is going to shift 30 feet. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. And he's
We didn't just wound him. He done run off.
No, this is the other guy. He's not wounded.
No, he's a companion. He's terrified.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, he's wondering why he's kind of yelling at the other stone giant. Why are you afraid? Why do you run? And then he's kind of going after him, but he's going to throw a rock at Greybeard. So here comes a rock, Mr. Greybeard. Rolls an 18.
That is a hit.
Hit for 26 bludgeoning damage to our raging dwarven barbarian.
Crunch.
Thankfully gets to have that. That's super awesome. But it careens off you, and though it nearly makes you miss your footing, you're able to keep up with it. You're well practiced at keeping your footing as boulders fly at you.
As boulders smash into me, yes. All right.
That is his turn. We've got one more. Also going to move around. We're just going to have him move around. So, I have my ruler on. So we'll go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. And he's going to throw a rock at Harshnag, who has partial cover. But let's check the distance just to make sure. I think it's still disadvantage anyways. Yeah, still disadvantage. All right, so disadvantage rock throw at Harshnag. Rolls a 12, misses it. It crashes off the ridge and right in front of Harshnag's shoulder area, spitting up rock chips and such, but does no damage to Harshnag as it pings off his plate armor that you can hear as he runs. That brings us to Coffee, my friend. The Blade Singer is up.
All right. I'm going to... Do I have to do an athletics check to get over the rock?
Yeah, and it's only DC 10. And it'll just make sure that you don't slip during... Because it's all snow-covered. So do that first. You aced it. I mean, you're like Legolas at this point. Is the only way I can explain how you're running up this ridge. Nearly Spider-Man.
Run up this ridge, jump off.
In fact, you got a 20.
Greybeard's head.
Yeah, you can use 5 feet. It's not even difficult terrain to you at this point. It's like walking a Sunday walk.
All right, then I am going to get...
Just use it up. We see a blur.
The one at the south is running away.
Both of them are heading towards Harshnag. One of them is frightened, and it's the most southern one. Has a frightened look on his face as he keeps glancing over his shoulder at this paladin that's struck him. But they are heading in Harshnag's direction.
All right, I'm going to move right up to that guy's behind and light him up with a lightning bolt.
Oh, nice.
South to hit his friend as well.
Okay. So show us the... Let's see. I'll bring lightning up so people can see it. And then you can roll the... Because I think it's an automatic hit, isn't it?
I think it's save for half.
And then they just save. Yeah. So it's going to form a line of 100 feet, 5 feet wide. Each creature in the line makes a dex save. All right.
I'd like to point out the southern guy is on. Just got a disadvantage, right?
Yeah, he should.
Although it adds disadvantage on ability checks. It's not really a saving throw, right?
Yeah. So I actually, this is the question I asked Mike Merles on. How do you know which one is an ability check or which one's a saving throw? And so, yeah, saving throws are when something's done to you. An ability check is when you're trying to do something, is what he answered back. So, yeah, so when he's trying to do things, his frightened state is making it harder for him to do it. But that's not necessarily things hitting him or attempting to happen to him. So we know these two are going to be hit. Let's see. So they're going to make a first one, the closest one, dex roll. What's your DC?
14.
Okay, first one will take half of your lightning bolt damage, but it will streak through him into the next one. Now, which one are you hitting? The one straight south, or are you going... Which way is your lightning bolt going?
Yeah, going straight south.
Straight south. Okay, so the frightened one also gets a saving throw dex. He makes it too. So they'll both take half damage, but lightning bolt still hits pretty hard even when it's half damage. So lightning bolt streaks out, smashes into each one of these guys. You can go ahead and roll your damage.
Yeah, I did that and it didn't do anything. So
Oh,
let me try again. I wonder if it's because I have my character sheet open in another window. Let me try.
That should work. That's what I'm doing on mine.
Still nothing?
Does anybody else see anything? I don't see anything damage-wise.
Nada.
Can you type in the chat and roll 20? Does it do anything there? If you just say a word or anything?
It's not popping up on screen.
Okay, so that piece is working, but yeah, it's not. So you just want to do the roll then? Maybe just
I'm
do
just gonna
slash roll. Okay, yeah. So you'll get, what level were you casting it at?
3rd, so it's 8d6s.
Cool. 25 damage. We'll round up. So we'll treat it as if it's a 26. So 13. Damage strikes through each of our giants. Nicely done. Oh, 13. There we go. Okay. They each have a blackened mark on their bodies from where the bolt hit them and passed to the next person. And then we see, Ian, you see the bright flash of a lightning bolt streak by to the south. Harshnag sees it as he looks over his shoulder. All right, so that was movement, action, bonus action if you have anything, Coffee.
No bonus action.
Okay. All right, that will bring us to our ranger, Ian, and her golden lion. Did you give this golden lion a name?
No.
How about Dawn?
Dawn.
It's the opposite of Nod.
Imposter. Golden. I have no attachment to this lion as of yet. So he's just lion.
Oh, that's so
But,
harsh. The lion gives
red
you a sad
shirt
look.
lion.
Yeah, the lion gives you a sad look. It has a tear. I'm only a tool to her.
Yes, you're not wrong. What do I have to do?
You don't
To
have
get
to
on
do
it.
anything, but you can do whatever you want. Oh, you want to
To
ride
get
the
on.
lion.
Yeah. I don't know how to.
So it takes an action to mount, so that will be your action. And I don't believe then it is going to move at that point. You have control of it because it follows your command, so I don't think you need to make an animal control handling. And as long as you're moving, it's fine. If you're going to try to fight from its back, I might make you make a roll to see if you can do that, because that's not something you've trained to do. Fight from something's back as it's moving. But just riding it somewhere, I don't think that takes any rolls. So you can just leap onto his back and go.
All right, then I will leap onto Goldie's back, and I will go
Okay. We're going to
Am I
put you
under him?
right on the...
on the back.
And I'll put this guy to the back so that you're on the top like that. There you go.
All right. And
Sweet. So we
that's it.
we see a golden lion with a wood elf clinging to his back. No saddle really, but wood elves have been able to commune with animals. It's not something that you're completely foreign to as you race through the snow on this golden lion.
Do I have visual of this giant? No.
You can see the tops of them. Yeah. You'd be able to see the upper halves, and they probably are able to see you at this point. They're close enough to that ridge line that they're able to look down and see you racing by.
All right. So as I will fly by, and as I'm flying by, I cast as my bonus action, Hunter's Mark.
Hunter's Mark. Let's put it on there. How about that?
Yeah. I give him the good old in glare. He gets Hunter's Marked.
Yeah. Nice. All right.
And that's it. That's my turn.
That's your turn. Harshnag is up. He is going to continue. He's going to try to draw. He's going to stay right where he's at because he feels like if he can draw their attention, that is good for the team. So he will attempt to throw one more rock at the stone giant. That's the frightened one. For this turn, he's going to stay where he's at. So let's see if he hits. A 25 as long as he's... No, 14. Because he's in range, but it's a regular attack. Misses. So rock goes flying past the stone giant. He's not able to connect. He won't move. Will not use a bonus action. He's going to stay there. It's going to bring us back to the top of the round. So Finn, you are up. We're back to Finn. Paladin time.
All right, Nod will turn. Nod's going to have to do a double move to get to the back of this stone giant right here.
Okay. So you'll do a dash at that point. So he does a dash. You have your action, right? Your normal action?
Right. So he'll just take his 2 attacks.
Okay. Uh, 10 would hit the stony hide of the stone giant, but you realize you've done no damage. 23 will create a wound in the back of his thigh as it stabs forward. So we get some blood from the new wound.
We will do a normal smite on that one.
Oh, okay. So smite comes out.
Ah. 18 altogether.
All right. 10 more. There we go. So smite strikes out from the lance tip once again, creating more damage. And that will bring us to our Dwarven Raging Barbarian. The fight has seemed to move south of you.
No, man.
But it is your turn.
1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. The mighty javelin chuck.
All right, second javelin will swing out. 15 is not a hit. It crashes and explodes off him, shattering. You're sure it has done no damage to him.
Ooh, hey, because I have extra attack, that's included in ranged attacks too, right? So when I take the attack action, I actually get to chuck 2 javelins?
I think so.
I do too. Because you get to fire a bow twice, so I'm gonna roll again.
Well, but I think it says that in the Ranger though when you're talking about that, right?
No, just anybody. If a fighter gets extra attack, he fires twice with bows.
I think so.
All right,
that's
so
true.
There's my second one.
Yeah, so second one would. So the third javelin now, right?
Correct. Yep.
Yep. That will strike. All right, 13. All right, another wound opened up in the back of this one. He's actually turned. There's so many of you surrounding him. He's kind of, his side is to you at this point. He's in the motion of turning towards you guys that are ganging up on him from behind. So that was movement and action. Well, wait, is your second attack a bonus action, or do you have multi-attack as an action?
I have extra attack as my
action.
my
Gotcha.
action.
Yeah. So you still have a bonus action then.
Correct, but I can only I guess I could dash, right? No, not as a bonus action.
Mm-mm.
I never did take that level as rogue. Okay. Nope, I'm good. That's all I can do.
All right. Let's see. So that, yep, moves that down. Stone Giant turn. He's going to. Okay, so let's check the first guy. Can he finally become unafraid? That would be the first thing he's going to try to do. He's got to roll a wisdom save. Okay, he is no longer afraid, but that's his action. He has no bonus action. He can do movement, though. He's very angry at Mr. Paladin. He's going to try to kill this Paladin. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. That would put him right there. He can't attack at this point. He can only move. So that guy's done. This one turns and is going to try to strike Coffee. As he's been attacked many times from behind. So, Coffee, what's your current AC? With Haste and Blade Song?
20.
Okay, so Great Club number 1 swings out. 23.
Let me make sure.
Yeah, does Haste give you anything? Or does it give you some extra AC?
Haste gives you
It should, I think.
2.
Mhm.
So if my AC is 15 plus 3 for Blade Song, yeah, so it's 20. So
Okay.
23 hits, so I will burn a shield to make that a 25.
Yep, so that one crashes off your... Go ahead and describe to us what this Great Club hitting your shield looks like again for us. What's the actual physical look of that?
The physical look is right as it goes to hit, maybe 2 inches off of the point it would hit. It shimmers like a translucent white, and it bounces off like it hit a wall.
Nice. Yeah, and it stuns him second, but then he kind of recoils off that, and he's going to bring it straight down, and he's going to try to bring this next shot down on you as he swings the Great Club one more time. And a 19 is not enough to get through your regular AC. So as you sidestep just slightly, you see the Great Club smash into the ground, and it kind of reverberates and as he misses you. So well done, Blade Singer. This guy here is still intent on Harshnag, so he's going for it. So he's going 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. They can move 50. No. They can move 40. I'm sorry. That's too far. Let's go back 2. He's going to fling his rock at Mr. Harshnag, who has +2 AC at the moment. Harshnag, you have 21, 22, 23. Nope, 27 would hit. 23 bludgeoning damage. As another rock puts a giant dent into the plate armor of Harshnag. 23 more bludgeoning damage hits him. And that is our stone giants. They're turning. They're gonna. This battle's starting to get real. Everybody, this is real now. Coffee is up.
All right, here we go. 3 slices to this stone giant.
Miss, hit, hit.
You're muted, PB.
All right.
I know. I just made some
23
great
total.
PO sounds.
So we'll do -12 for the first one. Yep, another first gash. -11 for the second one, because that's the non-magic one, right? The second shot.
Correct.
Yeah. So another // and Coffee, as you slice, you have this feeling that the sword has somehow absorbed some of the blood of the stone giant, or it's taken the essence of the blood, or it's sucked some blood in, or it's done something as you raked it across this stone giant, and it feels warm in your hand now. The hilt of the sword feels warm.
I like it, even though it should concern me.
All right, so that would be your attacks, your bonus actions. I assume no movement.
All done.
Okay. Blade Song is down to 6, still going. Ian and the Golden Lion. Sounds almost like a movie, right? Ian and the Golden Ticket.
Ian and the Golden Lion. I have to. Well, I don't have to. I'm choosing to.
Can we please have some written vignettes of when Ian and the Golden Lion go off to have their own adventures every now and then?
Just for 1 hour every week.
Yeah.
We're gonna ride along. He's gonna do a double dash. You know, why does he have to be a he? She's gonna do a double dash all the way to over here.
A lioness.
A lioness. There we go.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
no.
probably because.
I don't think Nod's fixed. That might cause a problem.
Can you have baby figurines of wondrous power? We don't know that.
Let's see. And here. Let's see. Let's see. It takes an action for me to get It's going through puberty.
So he did a dash. What's Ian going to try to do here?
Does it take an action for me to get off?
Yeah, mounting or dismounting is an action unless you have skills that negate that. Like the Paladin comes with some things that make that. Actually, you use up half of your movement, I think is what it is too. So to dismount, you use half your movement. Just like if you were standing up from prone, you use movement. So dismounting or mounting uses up half of your movement. So you would dismount and you would still have half of your movement left. Whereas I believe Finn, our Paladin, has a thing that just lets him do that without losing movement. Oh, you're not seeing my rolls.
Yeah,
well, the audience is seeing them. Who cares if you guys aren't?
It takes up my action, correct?
Yes. Dismount would be an action.
So half my movement and an action. All right. So I will move up to there, and let's see. That'll be my turn.
All right.
Oh, sweet. They're in range. Hell yeah.
All right. Brings us to Harshnag, who is going to make the move. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Gets him in base contact exactly like he does. So you see him just reach his hand up on top of this. It was only a 20-foot ridge, and he vaults onto the ledge here. Still has a little bit of movement left, and he's got his axe, which you guys know happens to be named Gert. Vicious-looking axe as he swings twice at this guy. So it's funny because this axe has 2 stat lines. One versus everything else, and then one versus humans. And it does a lot more damage to humans. But he's fighting a giant. Yeah, he's fighting a giant. So, all right. So he rolls 27 as a hit. I don't want to roll. I want to roll just regular. Mr. Harshnag. Oh, can you guys see Harshnag's? Or is that Never Whisper advantage?
I saw that.
Okay.
Yeah, that worked.
All right. And then this is a normal roll for the second one. Yeah, 27, 24 hits. So a total of 47 damage rocks this stone giant.
Yeah.
And they're locked in mortal combat. Big giant club, big axe swinging and flying, snow swirling everywhere as these two giants clash. And that will be his turn, bringing us to the top of the round. Mr. Finn, you are up. You have two giants around you. One, this one to your left, is clearly intently swinging his great club towards you. The other one seems to be focused on coffee at the moment.
We'll do a full attack on the one between coffee now.
Okay. So you're going to use your 2 lance attacks, and you're going to let Nod make a attack.
Yep.
While you're there. Have at thee. First is a miss. Second lance misses. First one misses. Second one hits the skin. Feels like you hit some stone almost as it skitters off, does no damage. Nod tries to bite or claw.
He will bite.
Tries to bite a stone giant. That will sink in, so his teeth sink into this giant's not shin, but what's the muscle on the back? Calf. There we go. For 9 piercing damage. Okay. He lets out a roar. Kicks his leg away from as some flesh rips out from Nod's mouth. Has Nod decided if he likes stone giant flesh? Does Nod eat?
Nod eats pixies and magic fairies. He's a fairy, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He drinks nectar from the flowers and all that kind of hippie crunchy stuff. Yeah.
Granola bars.
He'd eat avocado toast with us.
Damn straight.
He would. All right, that brings us to Greybeard, our barbarian, lagging behind, tossing javelins left and right.
Huffing and puffing. All right, now it's time. Open up a can. All right, here we go.
Yep, first one is a strikes true.
And
second one strikes true.
And now that we're in base-to-base contact, bonus action. Oh.
Yeah, it crashes, but you feel the blade actually go flat as it hits, as you had the wrong angle, and you can tell that you didn't do the damage to him. But you still see blood pouring out from the 2 other wounds you put, and these are up on like the thigh and knee area of this giant.
There it is.
And that's one thing that you guys can tell even without even perception is that these giants have the only armor that they typically wear is on the legs. It's typically what they armor, as most of the time the things they're fighting are smaller, and they don't typically wear armor any higher than that, but you're still getting through that armor even so. And for those of you at home, one of the things that's helping our raging barbarian, not only that he's a raging barbarian at level 6, but he also has a belt of... Which giant is it? Belt of giant strength or
I don't think we ever made it clear.
Stone or frost?
I think we did. 23 is
it's either stone or frost, yeah.
I think it's stone. Pretty sure.
Yeah, so he has a belt of stone giant strength, which is lending massive power to his stunty limbs. All right. So that was your full action barrage.
Yep.
That brings us to stone giants. You guys are really tearing into them. They are not doing much damage to you guys yet. Let's see how this is going to work. So 2 more great club strikes at this elf who dares to stand before this giant. How dare the pointy ears try to withstand my great club as it crashes down towards coffee one more time. 21.
I just realized something. My AC is 22.
Oh, okay. So
it's not
another
taking
one.
my armor into consideration. Because I have studded leather armor on, which is base AC 13, right?
Yeah.
I believe so. And then do you get to add your dex to that one?
Yeah, so that should be 18. Plus 3 with Blade Song should be 21.
Mm-hmm.
Plus 2 from haste should actually be 23.
Yeah. Nope. Studded leather is AC 12.
Oh.
Okay, I'm looking at the weight then. Okay, yeah, so AC 22.
Okay. Yeah. 22 is what I felt like you should put that like as a note on your character sheet somewhere. Just like not even in the AC box, like maybe as a...
Yeah, it got changed or something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. When they updated the character sheets, it might have erased some notes.
Okay, cool.
And not only that, but the AC is funky in these sheets always.
Well, and you're doing some crazy stuff with his character anyway, so it might be a good idea just to have it manual anyways.
Will do.
Awesome. So the first one, breezes once again by, crashes into the ground, and then he rips it over the head of Greybeard as he's going to swing back towards and try to swing instead of hitting you straight down because you just keep moving to the side and he's missing you. He's going to try to baseball bat you. No, the even better. You see the club crash down in between you and Greybeard. He's frustrated. He lets go with one hand. He attempts to grab you. Coffee, you must make a dexterity saving throw. Please. Oh. He grabs you and flings you 60 feet. So you're going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 to there. 45. We'll do you 50 feet. He can do up to 60. We'll do 50 feet. And he gets to roll 1d6 for each of the 10. So I get 5d6.
Can I do something as a reaction?
Possibly. Talk to me about it.
Instantaneous bonus action Misty Step before I hit
Okay.
30 feet to not impact the dirt.
Okay. Yeah. Where do you want to go from your spot? So you were about to take damage from landing. Bonus action Misty Step. Well, can you do bonus action on his turn? Can Misty Step reaction? That's what we need to know.
Oh, where does that...
It'll be on the spell. God, it sounds like a cool idea.
It's a bonus action, so it doesn't say...
Bonus actions are on your turn. It would say reaction if it could be used.
Yeah, let me look at shield. It must not be.
Reactions: opportunity attack, ready to action, or cast a spell.
Yeah, it's not the... Damn it.
I thought for sure you were going to do Featherfall because Featherfall's a reaction spell.
That would be great if I hadn't tried to learn the Featherfall spell along with 5 other spells and failed.
Yeah.
This is the karma coming back.
Oops. All right. It went through my... I thought about it and realized it wouldn't work. But I thought it.
As you fly by, I'm going to yell, tuck your legs on impact. Tuck and roll.
Oh, 21 bludgeoning damage as you roll and hit the ground a couple of times.
So painful.
Oh, but visually that's so cool. I want the animation of this battle now. And yeah. So Greybeard, you see this giant has picked up Coffee and just flung him behind you as you're still in your spitting rage. The Paladin looks over his left shoulder and watches Coffee sail into the snow, and a big puff of snow kind of goes poof as he lands and rolls a couple of times. You are prone at the moment too.
Okay.
You'll use half your movement to stand, I believe. So that giant's done. This giant is going to move. Oh wait, he's got to be in base contact with you guys. Well, Yeah, he's actually just going to move here. And he takes a rock out. And this time, instead of throwing it at the paladin who's in front of him, he does like a big windmill twice. And then he rolls this boulder along the ground in a straight line out this direction. And it's a 30-foot line, 5 feet wide. Each creature in that line must make a dexterity saving throw, please. And that's going to be Nod and Greybeard. Finn, you're on Nod. I don't think you would take it. I think Nod is either going to take this and you're going to fall off him, or he's going to miss.
I'll Nod roll it. That's fine. I'll follow him. Well, I won't fall off him because I've got the saddle, but
he'll fall over. Yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah, gotcha.
Don't forget you get my charisma bonus on your save.
How much is that?
3.
Nice.
Ooh, good call. I'd forgotten about it already.
I also get advantage for Barbarian Danger Sense.
Yeah. So we need a couple of dexterity saving throws from Nod and Greybeard.
21 for me.
All right, so you see the rock coming and you're able to dodge as it kind of bounces and rolls 30 feet along. It's not going to hit you.
So 18 for Nod.
18, yeah, Nod is also able to bounce out of the way. So he times it just right, and that you guys had just enough to make it. It was a pretty high DC, but you made it. Nicely done.
Yeah.
All right, last giant, having taken 2 great axe shots to his torso, begins to swing at Harshnag with his great club. So he tries to hit Harshnag. 26 hits, and he swings a second time. 13 misses, so only one of them goes through to Harshnag. And that's going to be 19 bludgeoning damage. Harshnag is looking bruised, battered, blood leaking out of his chin a little bit from his mouth. Still going. Brings us to Coffee. You are up.
All right, I will stand up to begin with. So that takes half my move, right?
Yeah, yep. So it'd be 15 feet of your normal 30, right?
But since I'm hasted, is that...
No, I don't think it... I think it's just like half of what your normal move is. So if your normal move's a 30, you would take 15 of your feet, and then you're back up, and then you can do whatever else.
All right, so as long as I'm within 60, I can close. All right, I will run.
Oh, he's going back into the action.
Can't stop. Won't
To
stop.
here. Can't stop. And attempt to light him up again.
All right. Yep, first one strikes true. Second one is a crit.
Oh.
Third one is... Yep, all 3 hit.
Nice.
All 3 hit. And you feel that sensation in the hilt of the sword becomes even hotter, especially on the crit. Like, you can feel it. It's just becoming more and more warm as it absorbs more and more blood from this thing. So we've got, oh my lord, look at all that. So let's go minus, we'll just go in order here. So -9, then we've got a -18, and then we've got a -7. Mr. Coffee, you can tell us all how this stone giant perishes.
All right, so as I run up, I do a slice on the calf. I do another quick slice, and that's the Achilles tendon.
Oh,
And as he
nice.
starts to fall over, I look up, judge where his head's going to be, and just stick the hilt of my sword in the ground.
Nice. The head slams onto it. Nice. Now the his head's wide enough that it doesn't actually push out the other side, but he is definitely dead. Awesome move. So that is definitely all of your movement, action, bonus action. Stone giant falls dead. Blood begins to seep out into the snow all around the corpse that has fallen backwards away from Greybeard and Finn and Nod. Brings us to Ian and the Golden Lion. You
Let's
are
see.
up.
Just checking something. Let's see. But you can use one. That's not what I want. Does it not tell me within range? I could see. Okay, so I'm assuming that's how Hunter's Mark works. I am going to move my Hunter's Mark as my bonus action to this other guy.
Okay, yep.
Next to him.
We shall move it. So the Hunter Mark moves over as your bonus action.
Mm-hmm.
Completed. Continue.
And is this thing too tall for me to see over? This little rock thing.
No, I mean, who you aiming for?
For
Oh,
the
Hunter
guy-
Mark. The Hunter Mark guy, right?
No, the guy all the way in the back, where Harshnag is.
Oh, you're gonna go all the way down.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Is that where your Hunter's Mark is?
No, I can't reach that far.
Oh, I gotcha. But you're gonna try to make the long shot. I gotcha. I'm gonna give him just partial coverage. You can't see his whole body. You can see the upper half of his body. So I'm gonna give him a +2 bonus to his AC. But you can actually, depending on what you do, you might be able to ignore that.
Okay, so I'm going to get off. Well, I already got off of my golden guy, so I'm just gonna make my way downtown, walking fast, faces past, and I'm gonna head right here.
Okay.
And I'm going to take a shot. I'm going to take a shot with my oath bow at this guy where Harshnag is.
Regular shot, or are you actually casting the oath?
He's been hit, right? He's been hit a little bit.
Yeah. He's
Harshnag
wounded.
is taking care of him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then you know what? Screw that idea. I forgot Harshnag has gotten a few good hits on him. I'm going to attack this other guy.
Oh, okay.
He hasn't been hit, right? He's clean.
Nope, he's got some wounds too. Everybody, yeah, each of the giants are wounded that are still standing, and there's one down dead on the ground.
Oh, man. Do I want to use the oath bow? You know what? You only live once, YOLO. I'm going to shoot that guy with my oath bow.
That's the name of your oath bow, YOLO?
Yeah, YOLO. I'm gonna.
Wow, that's hard to say.
All right, so you're gonna enchant you're gonna not enchant. What's the word I want? Can't.
Curse.
Right? Is that speaking?
Incant,
Yeah, curse.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, curse the stone giant. The closest one or the furthest one?
The closest one.
Closest one. So you whisper in Elven the ritual words of the oath that you're making to kill this giant, your enemy, one of your favorite enemies, in fact. It no longer gets any type of cover bonus because of that. You get advantage on attack rolls and super damage.
Who do you make that oath to?
It's an Elvish, so I'm assuming some Elvish god.
What
Swift
evil
death.
elven god of revenge is there? That's what I want to know.
Well,
It
swift
could be
death to my
a
enemies,
fey
I think.
creature. It could be a bow made of unicorn horns or something, and they can also grant powers and such.
Pretty badass.
There's lots of cool fey creatures out there that could-
Voldemort made it.
All right, so I see
Hit for
a
20.
20 is a hit.
All right.
So 25 piercing. Oh, smack. Then, so we see a regular arrow gets knocked at a very fast pace into the oath bow as she whispers the words, and then it turns black in flight. It elongates into a bigger arrow, smashing into this stone giant and making him reel from the impact.
Shooting a ballista bolt.
18 also strikes. Another smashing blow into this guy with another black arrow. Still standing, but is sorely wounded as these arrows stick out of him.
And I am going to... Can't really do anything. I'm sort of just fucked here. So my golden lion, he is going to head... He has a lot of movement. I'm sure he can make it to this side.
Okay. Yeah, he's got 50 or 100 if you do a dash.
Right. He'll be fine. He'll be there. Escape plan number 1.
All right. Brings us down to Harshnag. Has a grin on his face, blood coming out of one side of his mouth as he's locked in combat with this stone giant. His eyes blaze. This is also Harshnag's element, this physical brawling, this physical fight. He's yelling out giant battle cries as he swings his axe for the first time at the stone giant, smashing into him for 28 slashing. Swings a backhand. On the back of the axe is like a spike. And tries to bring it around and spike him with... Oh, but misses. The stone giant stumbles out of the way from the first blow that hits him, shocked by how hard he's been hit. Manages to avoid the return slash from Harshnag. These two both have wounds all over them. They're locked in mortal melee combat as we go here. And that is his turn, bringing us to the top of the round. I think we can probably go another round if you guys don't want to go to bed yet. You guys good?
Hell yeah.
All right. Finn, you are up.
It's only been 2 hours.
Turn and attack.
Well, it's 10:30 for us East Coasters, though. But yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Strike. So hold on a second before you go too quick here. So minus 15. Are you going to do anything with this first strike? The 15.
Yeah, he'll throw one more smite on that.
Okay, let me see some damage. 9. Okay. So we see a lance strike out. We see the tip light up again as a smite hits. He is staggered and goes to his knee. He's trying to reach out to you. He is not quite dead. Then the second lance shot for 17 hits. And that will be enough to fell this giant. You can describe how he goes down with the second shot.
When he staggers to his knees after that first shot, Nod will rear up on his haunches and help Finn drive that lance into his skull and knock him down.
Awesome. Giant number 2 bleeding out on the ground. You would have movement left, I think, and probably not bonus action.
Yeah, Nod just made the turn there, so Nod will turn and just make the move down to the trees.
All right. Raging Barbarian. You see stone giant corpses surrounding you. You see a bloodied and battered elf bloodsinger who's made it back to the battle covered in blood. But it is your turn.
All right. I move to there.
So we see our dwarf stomping through the...
Yeah, and I'm going to chuck a javelin at stupid range, so I have disadvantage.
Okay.
You know what? I'll go frenzied. So I'll chuck 2 javelins, and they cancel out advantage over disadvantage.
Okay.
So.
All right. So just a regular throws
Yep.
then. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. 17 still a hit.
All right.
For
And second one.
10. Javelin sinks into his back. Yep, 26 would be a hit. For 9 more points. 2 javelins are sticking out of the side of him. He's being attacked from many sides now. All right, so rage goes down to 6. Yep, that looks good. Oh, that's not what I want. I want this one. There we go. That brings us to last final stone giant. Can't do anything else. He's got to fight it out. It's a losing battle for him. He is going to Great Club Harshnag. First one hits for 14 bludgeoning damage. Second one in a backswing misses. Harshnag's able to use his axe to get it in the way. Harshnag takes another 14 bludgeoning damage. Ooh, he's hurting pretty good too. This is the most wounded you probably have seen Harshnag at this point, but he has a feral smile on his face as he's into this combat, and he stops the second great club strike. That brings us to Coffee. Our Blade Singer is up.
All right, I'm going to run 70 to the giant. I'm going to leave my offhand in the guy's skull because I couldn't get it out.
Okay.
Didn't think about that when I did that.
it's like it's buried in there. Oh shoot.
Yeah, I'll get that later. And 2 short sword attack.
18 strikes, 21 strikes. So the first one is 12 damage, and then 11. So you're cutting through the. He's kind of got they've got like thickened leathered furs and leather on their lower extremities as a form of protection, but your sword is just cutting deep in through that armor right into flesh, and then blood pours out from the slashes you're making on this giant, but he has not gone down.
All right, for my bonus action, I will just do second wind to get some hit points back, and that's it.
Okay. Blade Song at 4. Looks like you've timed that out just right. Brings us to our Elven Ranger. You are up.
I am going to move over here. Oh, no, that's my thing. Now I'm going to move right there. And I'm going to shoot at that guy. He's not
Okay.
within 90 feet. I can't do anything with my hunter's mark.
No, he's probably pretty far out. Is he at least... Oh, you can do 600 feet or something crazy, though, right?
Yeah, he's within 150 feet of me. So I can attack him without disadvantage.
Oh, okay. Yep.
It's just hunter's mark is 90. So...
Oh, gotcha.
So he's hella hurt, and he's a favorite enemy, so we're gonna go with that one.
Yeah, he's 145 feet.
Whoo!
Oh, are you going to end this with a crit?
Yeah.
Because
God.
guess what? That is enough to fell this giant, and you get to describe the final shot.
Hell yeah.
Kill,
so Harshnag.
steal, Ian.
Well, you know, they stole my other guy. I totally go and I aim for this guy's head, the stone giant's head, and I'm like trying to figure out where the ocular socket is on the side of his head.
He's looking at Harshnag.
Mm-hmm. So I'm just like, all right, all those books I've read about a giant, and like I locate it, and then I let it go, and you see it. And Harshnag just sees this arrow just go straight through the side of his head. Just
Nice.
sweep that way.
Yeah.
And
Cool.
slumps to the side.
Yeah, he just
Dead.
crashes in this direction here, falls over. Yeah. So even Coffee, you just kind of see him totter over just after your blades have pulled free, and he slumps over. And Harshnag lets out a roar and holds his axe aloft. shouting triumphantly in Giant. And that ends our combat rounds. And this snowy mountain ravine that you were in becomes deathly quiet of just snow and wind and blowing and the heavy breathing of all of our combatants as we are now out of combat. Nicely done.
Not that heavy. I didn't do much. All right.
Nicely
I hop
done.
on my lion and I head to these stone giants. I head over here. I'm close to it. What is this? What am I looking at? What is happening?
Yeah, so what you see here is this appears to be an altar of some sort that has all kinds of runes and things etched into it, but they're not runes that you're familiar with. It is of a yellowish golden stone, and it appears to depict some type of story or information or something, but it's not in a language that you recognize or runes that you have recognized or seen before.
Cool. So that's what I'm doing.
Sweet. Harshnag is cleaning his axe, and then he's beginning to walk forward to meet up with the group. He's definitely got several wounds that he's getting ready to kind of come over here and sit down and bind.
I think only he and Greybeard got hit, right?
And Tigray.
Yeah, Tigray got tumbled.
Oh, he got the throw.
I got throwed.
I'm Griffin the Giants.
There's one for Harshnag.
I'm gonna get my sword out of giant head.
There's one for Tigray.
Yeah, actually, Harshnag walks over and he rolls the body over for you to the side, so you're able to pull it out. And then he moves over here to towards where Ian is to take a seat, as you can tell he's tired.
And there's one for Greybeard.
Okay. So heals are happening. Is that what I'm hearing?
That's it.
All right. So let me look up one thing I didn't have ready for us. What was this?
The looting, the most important part.
Yeah. Well, you know how this module's been, though.
But I was gonna say the chimney bags of giant nothingness.
Yeah,
a handful of acorns.
You find on the... Oh, did I already write this down?
A kayak filled with dead fish.
A large wheel of cheese.
Hovercraft.
I did not.
full of
So
wheels.
the dwarf is the one searching bodies? Is that what I heard?
Yep.
So roll for me 6d6.
All right.
Tell me what, and let's see what you get.
An ore.
I'll let you
Half
roll them
broken.
since you guys are...
Is he rolling bag loot again?
Yep.
So you find each of them are carrying a sack which has golds and gems and a few things in it. This roll here is, I'm gonna say you're putting all the money together. So you're finding parts of this on each of the different giants. But for a total of 1,100 gold pieces you have gathered together from the money sacks these stone giants were carrying.
Okay.
Now roll me 3d6.
Clink. Bam.
Oh, nice.
Oh, you got
A
11
short
to
ladder.
put in. So...
A crumbling leaf that whispers goodbye as it disintegrates in your palm.
A moldy wheel of cheese.
So you get 11 gems from all the 3 bags that these different giants were carrying. You know, a couple in one, 4 or 5 in the other, 2 or 3 in the other. So you have 11 gems.
Okay.
And now, the best part ever.
A broken tea set.
Where is my... There it is.
A small monogrammed silver spoon.
For the first bag, give me a 1d100 roll.
Boom. Shakalaka boom.
21. Out of the first giant's bag, you pull out a small bag of salt.
Sound about it.
Give me another 1d100 roll.
Me, though. Me after hearing all this loot. Small bag of salt.
All right.
When we fight those slugs, it's going to be invaluable.
In 83. Let's see what you get. You pull out a bronze gong. It's probably about 5 feet around. It's made of bronze. It even has a little hammer on it, and it makes a sound if you hit it. Give us one last 1d100 roll. 29. My favorite one's like the canoe. Oh, this okay. Let's see what do we got here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Give me a 1d6 roll.
3 pieces of cheese instead of 2.
You find interesting enough in here, and Harshnag looks up when he sees this. You pull out a giant-sized necklace that is made of dragon fangs. And when Harshnag sees that, he kind of looks to you and he says, and he actually reaches for it. And he says, "This is common of my people a common type necklace for my people to wear. This most likely fell from a frost giant. No wonder, you know." And he has kind of a gleam in his eye of pride that he has put these stone giants down that have probably killed a frost giant at some point. And he hands back to you. Actually, he walks over and hands it to Ian. Hands the big giant necklace of dragon fangs to Ian.
Thanks.
He was quite impressed with the bow shot. But yeah, you can do whatever you want with this. So those are the items you get from our giants. They did not have... I mean, you could grab their great clubs. Probably... Maybe Greybeard could wield it because the weight of it wouldn't be a big deal, although it would be super awkward because of the size.
Only because of my tavern brawling would
Yeah.
I not suffer a penalty.
The other things they had were the rocks, but they're too big for any of you to use those.
Harshnag can agree.
They don't have armor.
And we are on a mountain, so it's not like there's a shortage of rocks anywhere.
Yeah, I fill up my
They
bag
only
of
carry
holding.
4. They carry 4.
All right, so that is what you get from these stone giants.
What time of day is it?
You guys came onto them towards midday, I thought. Although I'd have to go back and watch again, but I was pretty sure it was It wasn't nighttime when you came on them. It was definitely midday, and our battle went less than 10 rounds, so it's only been, less than a minute. Crazy enough. That whole battle was less than a minute. D&D, folks. D&D.
It's ale o'clock.
So those of you that are closer to these indents in the ground, you can go ahead and make either you can choose to make a perception check or a history check if you want to determine anything else on those.
Are they made of stone?
Yes, they are.
Woohoo. Okay.
Also, religion check possibly could come into play there if somebody wants to make one of those, so you can decide what skill makes sense for your character to try to use.
History or what?
I would say history, perception, or religion.
Do I get anything? Is this giant based? Would my favorite enemy help me with this?
It is not giant based.
Oh, okay. Then that is a no. That's a hard no. Is it nature based?
Not that you would know that, but yeah, it is
No.
not. It's not giant based.
All right. I am +6 to this roll due to the stone cunning of dwarfy goodness. So 19. Oh, snap. Doesn't matter.
Phew.
I don't know nothing.
Well, actually, yeah. No, you both, the two of you would pick up. Now, you don't know what it is. You're looking at it, and what you do know is this is the Forgotten Realms. And the reason they call this place the Forgotten Realms is because there's been realms and kingdoms thousands of years ago, and then these things are always buried, and the new realms are built on top of them, and then the new realms are built on top of them. So it's common to come across things from thousands of years ago. And this definitely is a site that's like that. It wasn't made, it's not a giant site, and you're not even sure what kingdom this must have been, but this is a very ancient site of some sort. And they were definitely digging to try to uncover what was here. You can tell that these indents were probably used to put offerings. So tributes would be paid to whatever god, you know, this kingdom worshipped, or the people that created this piece. You're sure by looking at this statue that it goes deeper into the ground. It's not just a hand. It's obviously more of the statue below ground. And then the top piece was where they would actually do the ritual itself, though that has probably been lost to time immemorial. And you don't know the name of the kingdom or the peoples that or even what they were. You don't even know if they were human or not. The hand is very human-like, but it's definitely a very old site.
And there's no offerings in the.
No, it looks like it's never.
Nice.
It looks like it's not been used. Like nobody's even found this place in many years. It's all covered over in snow and such. You can tell it was a ritual site for some ancient civilization that you don't recognize. Jarral would be beside himself at this point. He's in that kind of stuff.
Unfortunately for us, we have a mission, and are we close to the Oracle? I asked Harshnag.
Yeah, Harshnag
close to
looks
that
kind of to the north, and he says, "Yes, I believe we are getting close. I believe we are within a few days." And remember, he's said to you, it's not like this is a place he goes to often. He knows of it. You guys are going to be searching for it. You're going in the right direction, but it's not like he knows exactly where this thing is. But he knows we're getting very close, is what he says to you.
And this fountain, does it look like it's part of the thing here?
Yeah. What it seems like is these things from the way Ian's looking at it, and she's kind of saying to the group, so that you all are picking this up, is that offerings were made to the gods in the indentions, which are these pieces here. So these would be filled with tribute and offerings on probably some holidays or certain times of the year, certain times of the month, that type of thing. But then the actual ritual happened around this, and this was more of an active thing where, you know, they probably would light things, or, you know, it looks like it's something that would be lit on fire as an offering. And the hand kind of, it looks like it's reaching to the sky. All right.
Cool.
So it's midday. Harshnag definitely is indicating to you, Ian, that he thinks a rest is appropriate before moving on, as he's binding up wounds, and he's got some pretty big wounds on him at this point, but he's waiting to see what the group wants to do.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, we've been looking around. We've been looting bodies. What's a few more minutes for a short rest?
You get the impression he's indicating a
longer rest might be in order for him.
A long rest? I mean, sure.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, let's take a
But
long
yeah,
rest, I guess.
he's saying that, but it's not like he's against if the group wants to move on. And then,
I mean, might as well.
yeah, 45 minutes, 50 minutes goes by, and then the golden lion turns back into the figurine. Do you have both of them or one?
I only have one.
Okay.
I gave Ardreth as the other.
Okay. So we'll save that one for a rainy day.
In 7 days. Why are these rocks different?
I feel like get down and start making a fire.
Use the great clubs. That we're not going to
Why are
take
these
with
rocks
us.
different? Because I put them there because on the map it makes it look like there's a cave there. And I knew if I left that open, you guys would be fixated on, hey, there's a cave here. So I just put some rocks there that are, it's just rocks. There's not.
It's a trap.
There's not a big, giant, multi-level dungeon there. Don't look.
So I'll help Finn make this fire
Okay.
using the great clubs.
The other thing you notice with those of you that are perception...
Bajillion.
9, 11. Let's get a perception from Greybeard and Ian. This would just be looking around the ground in the area, not necessarily studying the stone structures, but just the 17's pretty good. How about
Okay,
Greybeard?
so if I get this, do I get my stone bonus or not?
No, this has nothing to do with
Okay.
with stone. 14. So Ian, you can kind of tell that they had started excavating. They probably have been here for 2 or 3 days, but they certainly were at the very beginning of trying to uncover. There's nothing at the bottom of the pit that they've been moving dirt and rock out of. And you don't see any indication of what they were digging for currently. But you do see that they obviously were digging, looking for something.
Can you detect magic through the ground? Could they have been looking for another piece of the golem?
Harshnag looks to you and does a nod, and he says, stone giants wouldn't work with fire giants. I doubt they're looking for the Vonadad.
Back. Good point.
I mean, this is ancient, so maybe they have a different agenda. You don't know anything about the stone giants.
he kind of looks, and he's like, stone giants are from the mountains. Most of the time, he says to you, they don't even come above ground. Stone giants are normally found underground. That's where they enjoy to live. In fact, when they are above ground, they see the world differently than we do. They believe it to be a dream that they are walking through, and they don't even consider the above world a real world in the way they think. And he kind of sees the way you guys look, and he's like, it's hard to understand if you're not, from the underworld. But it's common for them to uncover or look and search for ancient ruins, and especially in the mountains, they're always searching and looking for things that will make them stronger, things that will make their tribe or their community, better or stronger. And they definitely, as he's looking at this, would have been drawn to this, because the thing that makes stone giant hierarchy is, one, the stone throwing competitions that they hold is how they decide who leads the stone giants. But the second thing that can also create a leader for the stone giants is how well they can carve stone. They are masters at building and using stone in architecture, in statues, in just everything that they do. And there is a lot of renown and honor in their culture for those that are the master crafters of stone. So something like this made of stone, and looking at this hand, it's exquisitely carved hand. It looks like a real hand with all of the different, I mean, you probably could see the the fingerprints on it if you were to get close to the fingertips. So that's something that would draw stone giants, whether there was anything here or not, he says, as he kicks dirt into the excavation hole. But he says, though, I mean, there could have been, who knows what's here, but it definitely would have drawn any stone giants that would have found it.
Well, I logged this into my sweet wanderer extra feature brain as a place of interest for the future in case it becomes relevant again.
Okay. So you guys make camp here, and then so you go through the regular watch rotation. You guys have a fire. You're in the mountains at this point, and this is a place where when you make camp, you can't not have heat at this point. The snow flurries pick up again in the evening. It is bitter cold, even though the furs that you got are keeping you alive. It is not a comfortable night of sleep that you go through.
I'm going to give Harshnag 30 more points.
Okay. Well,
And
he's
then
going to get...
my last heal spell.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
The Bard casts Magnificent Mansion.
Does he? he does, but he's back at Zymora Hall,
I
so
know.
this mansion pops up. And they're in an inn right now, kicking back, drinking beers.
Yeah, exactly. Having a nice,
Blackers.
And
biscuits and
Ardreth
gravy,
looks
yeah.
over to Jarral. He's like, "Are you hot?" He's like, "Yeah, it's kind of hot in here. It's super hot." And so you guys make
That's
camp.
Thursday night, right?
Yeah. Yep. And you make camp. The night's going to go uneventfully, so we'll allow everybody to have a long rest, which means the short rest, you could spend your hit dice. You get half your hit dice back. You get all your hit points back on a long rest as you wait for the night to go by. Nobody's attacked during their watch. Tigray, your sword stays warm throughout the night, and it's only by morning when it finally goes back to being cool, back to being, feeling as if it does not have any inner heat to it. Feels like a normal sword once again. But nothing else from there. And then this battle was enough to allow your party to reach level 7.
What?
Oh, shit.
So you have enough experience points for 7th level to probably keep the action going. For those of you at home, I don't think I'm going to force them to do the normal week-long montage that we have done in the past, because I just want to keep the storyline going where we're at the moment. So I'm going to allow them to go ahead and do their 7th level right here in camp over their night of rest and their couple of days of travel that they still have left. So that when we play once again in our next session, which is not next Monday, but the Monday after, so two weeks from now, we will return, and our Team Alpha of the Storm King's Thunder adventure will be 7th level when they play. So you guys will be able to go ahead and update your character sheets, and we will have you give us a rundown of what you gained, so that everybody that's been watching will know how and what you guys have increased skill-wise, spell-wise, hit point-wise, ability-wise, all that kind of cool stuff. 7's a cool level for sometimes in certain classes. 7 and 8 usually have some cool things that are happening, so we'll see what ends up happening there. And I think that's what we're going to do. I think we're going to call it here tonight. This is 11 o'clock, so we got about 2.5 hours in of good gaming. We got through our stone giant battle. We're within a few days of their hopeful destination. Made it to 7th level. Seems like a pretty productive night of Dungeons and Dragons. These stone giants were cool. When I saw this encounter come up, I thought it was cool because when I looked at them, I hadn't realized that stone giants would be different than fire giants. So when I started looking at their skills, they have fling, which allows them to grab a small or medium creature and throw it. You have to make a DC 17 or they're able to grab you and throw you. And then they did the rolling rock ability, which they allowed them to roll a rock in a line and hit multiple targets as if they're bowling to kill.
A Flintstone attack.
Yeah, yeah. But imagine if like it was like an infantry unit that is marching up on these giants, and these giants come out like siege engines rolling rocks. I mean, I could just imagine a cool ass battle of giants versus an army, how that would even look. They also have, as a reaction, rock catching. So their society is built around the rock throw. You know, it is their crown tournament. And so they revere the best rock throwers, shot putters, and, you know, discus throws and that kind of stuff, all rocks and stones. So that was cool. I hadn't known too much about stone giants before. Oh, they also had... and I'm just telling you guys, stone camouflage. Ian would be able to tell you this because she's your giant expert. They also have stone camouflage, which means when they're in stone, they get advantage to stealth in rocky terrain, which is why they were able to stay hidden from your viewing eyes as you approach them. So very cool. I like this battle. This one worked out pretty cool. You guys got some money. No magic items. You got some money. You got 11 gems. Make sure you remember to write that down. You have to have those appraised at some point.
On the sheet. At this point, too, I'm taking notes, and now I'm putting up in the corner hashtag SKT, hashtag Shadowrun, hashtag, because I did too many campaigns.
It's a tough thing to be in. So I think we'll call it there. So I want to say thanks for everybody watching. I'm going to go ahead and... we'll mute the stream. We'll leave it up a little bit so chat can still have fun if they're out there still chatting. We'll show you the characters here again. These are all of the team at this point. I guess I need to make a new overlay because we have Finn, Greybeard, Coffee, Ardreth, Ian, and Edrim. But we brought back Jarral, and I've got some things in the works to see if we'll have anybody join that other team. We'll see. So we'll see.
And next Monday, Dark Tides, right? The beginning of?
I believe
so.
Yeah, so the inaugural episode of Dark Tides is going to be running, which is a 5th edition homebrew still set in Faerun. So for those of you that are watching, you'll see some or hear of some things that are similar, but definitely in a different location, not in the same world or timeline. Being run by our Coffee here, or Tigray. It's going to run it. That'll be cool. I will stream it from a player perspective, so you get to see that. Make sure you check out everybody's channel. PB has been doing YouTube streaming and video creation, I believe still. She was doing horror movie stuff too, right? You were doing reaction videos. Was that happening still?
No, I never did it. I'm sure it'll
okay.
happen.
You
Don't
talked
worry.
about it.
I did. I toyed with the idea.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out a good system to do it.
You can catch Greybeard on Twitch quite often throughout the week. He does streaming of mini shows, so plays lots of stuff like Darkest Dungeon, does some talk shows, and some other games that he's interested in. He should be playing that Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. That's pretty fun. I think he'd like that. It's a good stream game.
I don't know, man. It's a little too idle.
A little too idle. But other than that, keep an eye out for more Dungeons & Dragons. Oh, in the next day or so, you should be able to see a video of a one-shot we ran of Dungeons & Dragons characters meet Stephen King's The Mist.
Oh, yeah.
So we did a little bit of that. And so that'll be up in the next day or so. I'll put that video up on YouTube. It's on Twitch right now. So keep your eyes out for lots of stuff. We'll let everybody get going to bed. We'll see you in the next one. Remember, it's every other Monday and every other Thursday for the Storm King's Thunder campaign. But make sure you come back every Monday and every Thursday because we run games on all of the nights. So, all right, thanks for stopping by. I'll leave this up for a little bit. I'm going to mute us out. We'll see you in the next one.